YouTube, what's good? My name is Wyatt Garrick. Today we're going to talk about body positivity and the obesity and overweight problem we have here in the United States. I touched on this a little bit on Instagram where I talked about, and by the way, if you don't follow my Instagram, make sure you do at Physical Transcendence. The question was, is it okay to be overweight or obese? I said, look, on the beauty standard side of it, absolutely. I mean, beauty is subjective. We all have our preferences. It's in the eyes of the beholder. On the health side, not so much. And I think that with the body positivity movement, it's kind of taken a life of its own, and it's got its radical points within it, where we started to neglect health. And obviously, me being a personal trainer, that's something I have an issue with, obviously. So let me start here. Let me read off a couple of statistics so that you can see where I'm coming from. So according to Forbes, based on data collected between 2017 and 2020, 41.9% of adults in the United States have obesity. The same data set suggests 19.7% of adolescents and children in the United States. Okay, so the question might be, all right, why do I mention this? Heart disease is the #1 leading cause of death in the US. And if we talk about how obesity is linked to this, according to penmedicine.org, this is what they break down about how those things relate. So for obesity and heart disease, it can change your cholesterol levels. Not to mention, it also states that it can lower your good cholesterol. So there's a couple different issues there. #2, it contributes to a rise in your blood pressure. Obese individuals require more blood to supply oxygen and nutrients to their bodies, which causes an increase in blood pressure. Your body will also require more pressure to move this blood around. High blood pressure is also a common cause of heart attack, which are sadly more common for obese individuals. Thirdly, it can lead to diabetes. I'm not going to go through the details on that, but you're starting to see the picture of where I'm coming from here. If we're going to talk about body positivity and accepting people for their bodies and the way that they look, I think from a beauty perspective, yeah, definitely. And look, I get why the movement exists. The reason why there was a need for it in the first place was because there was people that were getting bashed for the way that they look and things that they can't control. Bashed, bullied, humiliated, things that are completely unproductive parts of the conversation. So naturally, this movement is being created to push back against that. And for that reason, I empathize with why the movement was created. And I agree with the need for it at that time, for sure. I think what's changed is that now that the radical parts of the movement have grown its own head, if you will, I think we have to be more responsible about how we cater certain messages online, especially those that know better, as maybe older individuals and what we understand about health, because younger generations that are learning about the world probably don't understand enough about health to know the difference. So I think that's the main thing for me that I want to push within this message. So to be clear, it's not that I'm saying every body positivity message ever put out is all bad and it's all terrible because fat people are on it. Like, I'm not one of those people trying to say all of that. I don't mean to offend anyone in that way at all. What I'm really trying to do is make sure that the health portion of the conversation is more relevant when we're discussing body positivity and we're discussing people's weight. Especially because if being overweight and being obese is on the rise, childhood obesity is on the rise, things causing people to lose their lives being related to those things are on the rise, naturally, I think that would lead me to think that there's more need for the part of the conversation where we're trying to prevent these things from happening. If things are trending in an upwards direction in these bad areas, I naturally am going to say there's no way we're having enough of a conversation about things to reduce it. And I think the conversation should keep going this way until things start to reverse and get better. So that's generally where I'm coming from on all this. These are the statistics and the data and things that I've looked at that have helped me come to those conclusions as well. If you think that, anything I'm saying might not be justified or I might be missing certain context, leave a comment. I really want to get an understanding for where people stand on this. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe. I'll say it one more time, make sure you follow my IG as well at Physical Transcendence. And if you're still watching this video at this point, I appreciate you for watching. I love you guys. Peace.